Hi, welcome to the presentation of Group 6. Now we will present about Chapter 7, Intonation. There are 7 members in my group, Đinh Nhi, Hải Nhi, Kiều Anh, Đinh Nhi, Thảo Linh, and me. My name is Nhung. I'm a leader of Group 6. The first, what is intonation? In speech, intonation is the use of changing, rising, and falling vocal pitch to convey grammatical information or personal attitude. Intonation is particularly important in expressing questions in spoken English, as well as helping to determine meaning. Intonation gives us clue about the speaker's attitude or how the speaker feels about what the speaker is saying. For example, we can tell if someone is introduced, bored, kind, honest, or lying. For example, take the sentence. She lives in Thailand, but she was born in Vietnam. So, word Thailand is raising tone to show that the sentence is finished and emphasize that her birthplace is Thailand. The second, pitch. Pitch can be understood as the quality of a sound that is governed by the rate of vibration producing. In short, pitch refer to the degree of highness or loudness of tone. For example, the movie was great. Okay, you can say the movie was great, but your speed is not matching your emotion. And the third, tone. Tone is a certain pattern of pitch movement. By means of tone, the speaker signal whether what she say is a proclamation, an agreement, a disagreement, a question, a hesitation, or indicator of completion and continuation of turn taking in speech. We have 4 types of intonation pattern: rising tone, falling tone, right fall intonation, full right intonation. Intonation several different functions in communication, and how it is used depend on context.
Hi guys, my name is Ling. Today I'm going to talk about tonic syllable and intonational phrase. The first, tonic syllable. Tonic syllable is the most stressed syllable where the tone flows. In English intonation, the tonic syllable is the most important part of any sentence or unit of speech. The intonation pattern for your unit begins on the tonic syllable, and it is the place with the strongest stress. In the following example, the tonic syllable is underlined. Have you ever been to Cuba? It's wonderful. Why are you so happy about it? They told me. So, as the example shows, the most likely place for the tonic syllable is in the last content word, so the verbs, noun, adverb, and so on in a unit. Okay, the next, international phrase. International phrase is a stress of discourse which contains a tonic syllable. An attached range can be spoken as one or several tone units depending on the tempo of speech and the speaker purpose of communication. As the last, the faster a person speaks, the longer and fewer the tone units, and the slower the speech, the shorter and more numerous the tone units. The next, tone units. A tone unit is the minimal unit we can carry intonation. It can be one syllable long, but usually it stands over a few syllables. So it is a stretch of speech uttered under a single coherent intonation control. It tends to be made by cues such as a pause and a step upwards in over pitch level as beginning and a lengthening of its final syllable. Okay, so next I have structure of the tone units. The structure of the tone units is as follows. The tonic syllable is obligatory, but all other parts are optional. The first is pitch. Any unstretched syllables before the his, the next his, it. All stretched syllable up to, but now including tonic syllable. The next tonic syllable, th, carries the tone is obligatory, and the last toe, t. Any unstretched syllable just flows tonic. Alright, I have some examples of tone units are given below. The first example is though. The tone unit is a single syllable used. It is the tonic syllable and in this case has been given a following intonational denotes by. And the second example is give me though. The tonic syllable is preceded by a his give me. Give is stressed so it's the start of the his. And the next example is in a little less than an hour. The tonic is hour. The his is little less than an, and the ph is in a. Note the body has doesn't contain any stressed syllable. In the last example is and then I said my father was here. The tonic father is followed by a tail was here. Okay, thank you for listening. The next presenter.
Hi, I'm Joanne. Now I and Bingy will present about functions of intonation. Intonation has four major functions, namely attitudinal function, accentual function, grammatical function, and discursive function. Furthermore, intonation is used in combination with sentence stress, so I recommend you watch our previous video about stress in English for more information. Now let's start with attitudinal function. Attitudinal function expresses the speaker's feeling, attitudes, and emotions in speaking and in conversation. It allows to express a number of various emotions such as confidence, interest, surprise, doubt, joy, pain, irony, anger, and boredom. It depends on rising tone, falling tone, or flat tone and different contexts. This example will help you better visualize the function. The words no way in different contexts with different tone will give the listener different emotion. In case you know something very unexpected positively and in rising tone, then we will express the feeling of surprise. No way! In case you know something very unexpected and you don't believe it, in falling tone, then we will express the feeling of doubt. No way. In case something unexpected happens but you don't feel surprised, then using flat tone will express boredom feeling. No way. Next is grammatical function. Grammatical function identify grammatical structure. It uses rising and falling tones to indicate questions and answers include WA question, decimal question, tag question, and contrasting question. New and old information, list of information, and statement. Please focus the example below to better understand this function. When we use questions with words such as what, when, where, how, why, which, the intonation usually falls. What are you doing? And when we use yes no question, the intonation usually rise or rise and falls. Would you like a cup of tea? And the answer of yes no question will rise with this answer. Yes, I do. And fall with no answer. No, I don't. With tag question. If we certain the information is correct, we use falling tone. He isn't your boyfriend. Is he? And if the answer is uncertain, will rising tone. You are a student, aren't you? Next is contrasting question. The intonation rise then fall in this question. Do you prefer football or swim? Next is new and old information. The intonation usually rises with old information and falls with new information. I like eating, but I really love sleeping more. In list of information, it always starts with rising tone but falls at the end. There are two dogs, two cars, a chicken, and a pig. Last but not least is statement. When the statement is true, we will falling tone at the end of the sentence. He saw you stealing this item. And when we are not sure about our statement, we often write at the end of the sentence, and it sounds almost like a question. He saw you stealing that item. Next is Bingy.
Hi everyone, my name is Binyi, and today I will talk about the accentual function and the curve function. And the first is accentual function. As you know, accentual function is referred to accent and implies on the placement of stress. And an exam, they are wearing red and not another color. The next is course function, and as you know, the discourse function can indicate when the speaker is indicating sort of contrast or link with material in another tone unit. And the discourse function of intonation is subdivided into two main areas: the use of intonation to focus the listener attention on the message that is the most important, and the regulation of conversational behavior. In the case of attention focusing, the tonic stress is placed on the word that is the most important. For example, she went to Thailand. And besides, the information content and tonic stress will be placed on words with high information content. An example, I had to take the dog for a walk. And finally is exception to explain the tonic placement in terms of importance of information such as the quote in on file. And with regard to the function of conversational behavior regulation, intonation is quite important in conversational interaction of two and more speakers. The speaker used different prosodic components to indicate to others that they have finished speaking, that the other person is expect to speak, that a particular kind of response is expect.
Hello, my name is Dee. I'm from Group 6. I will talk about 7 poetry intonation patterns. First, what actually is intonation? There are 7 possible intonation patterns in English: rising, falling, falling, rising, flat, high, low. The most important are the first 4, rising, falling, and communication of rising and falling tones. Flat tones, including high and low tones, are common and don't have many use, so I won't talk about them today. However, intonations have different functions in communication and how it's used depends on context. One intonation pattern does not mean one thing. The same intonation can have different meaning in different situations. Also, intonation is flexible. There are rules, but the rules are not 100 perfect. Different people speak in different styles. Let it try saying the word with different intonation patterns. Rising, well. Falling, well. Rising, falling, well. Falling, rising, well. So, how do you use these intonation patterns? For intonation, the most basic rule is that you use a falling tone to show the end of a sentence. For example, I live in Ving City. We might be a bit less. Rising intonation. Right intonation generally indicates non-finally. For example, I live in Ving City, but I was born Hattin. We might be a bit less because I don't finish work until 7. That's the most basic truth and it's important. If you don't use rising or falling tone in the right place, people won't understand whether you finish speak or not.
Rising tones conveys certainty, exclamation, strong conviction, or strength of feeling of the speaker. Rising tone typically occurs in the following case: A. Exclamation. Exclamations can be statements, phrases, interjections, yes, no, questions, which signal surprise, excitement, anger. In this circumstance, the tone rises at the beginning and gradually falls at the end. What a good idea! Graceful and they beautiful. How very nice of him. C. Alternative question. Questions that subject to choice. For this type, the tone rises on the first part of the question and falls on the last part after all. Would you like first chocolate or ice cream? Is he living on today or tomorrow? D. Conditional sentences. In the conditional sentences, the tone rises in the if clause and falls gradually in the main clause. If you live here, I won't work for him. Unless she contacts, he won't forgive her. E. Questions, functioning, and suggestions. Why don't you go to see the doctor? In this case, the pitch goes up at the beginning and gradually down at the end. For right intonation, polite intonation conveys hesitation, uncertainty, reluctance, or reservation on the part of the speaker. The tone falls and then rises in difficulty A. Incomplete statements. Incomplete statements signal the speaker's unfinished thoughts. She hesitates to fully express her thoughts in the response. A. Do you like my new headband? B. Well, the leather is nice, but I don't like it. B. The end of a vast class order is followed by a clause. What he needs is earning as much money as possible. My problem is I don't know how to get there. The fact of the matter is building the railroad is costly. C. The end of the relative clause in a staff sentence if the information in the clause is given. Where are the sandwiches? It is the door. What is our sandwiches? D. The end of the suggested answer given by the questioner. Where are you going? Shopping mall. What are you wearing today? The dress you wore yesterday again. E. A phrase or a clause showing contrast or comparison if is information is meant to begin. Although I work hard, I don't earn much money. I'd rather watch film on TV rather than go to the theater. Right star for right intonation. Right or for right intonation is also common in the following case. A. Subordinate clause or subordinate phrase. While I was learning English, he entered. Unfortunately, we got lost on the way home. The point is he can overcome the phobia. B. Physics communications such as greetings, live, talking, expressions of thanks, and other social forms. Good morning. See you next week.